So today we're going to be working on a Stihl BR600 backpack blower. So recently this backpack blower has been giving me issues. When you pull the trigger on it now, after a few moments it starts bogging down, and I've noticed that it has a rough idle. So today we're going to check out some things, so make sure to stick through the end of the video. Hopefully this will help you out too. All right, so here's our victim today. So this is the BR600 from Stihl, and I've had this for about 5 years now. It's been absolutely perfect for me. It normally starts on the first or second pull as long as you hit the primer bulb and have it in choke. You know, there's no major issues. I take really good care of this thing, as you can see. You know, there's nothing broken on it. I'm gonna show you what this thing is doing now, so check this out. We have a full tank of fuel in here. We're gonna prime her up, put her on choke. If you hold the trigger in, it just dies. So I'm not sure what's going on. We'll check the spark plug, we'll check the air filter. If it was a carbonized spark arrestor in here, this thing probably would not run at all because that would just choke out the motor entirely. One other thing we can do is we can empty the fuel out and pull the fuel tank off the bottom and check the fuel filter. So we're gonna get into that right now. So with most Stihl products, they give you a spark plug wrench. Your spark plug is behind this little black rubber piece right here. So be careful not to rip this thing off too hard because the wire is actually attached on the bottom side. Spark plug's right here. This wrench fits in here. It's not very tight. And it should come right out after you get it loose. Obviously make sure the motor's kind of cold. I don't anticipate this to be a problem, so we'll take a peek at this. It's a little dirty, but that's pretty clean for a 5-year-old spark plug, I think. So what we'll do is just spray this down with some brake cleaner, maybe hit it with a wire brush, and we'll check the gap on it. So according to Stihl, it should be 0.028 for a gap. We'll take our gauge set here. We have a 0.025. Let's grab a 003 and sandwich these guys together, and that should be our gap for this spark plug. I'm happy with that. We can reinstall this, so we know this is probably not the issue. So everything looks clean in here, so we'll reinstall this. And this doesn't have to be extremely tight, so we get it nice and snug, and we give it just a little bit more. Check out the plug. So that just simply sits over the top, and then you just press down on it and you'll feel it kind of pop back in place over the top. Now, one thing I do want to do is flip this to the side. Now on the end of here is a T27 Torx, and this will allow you to open up the air cleaner. You can also use a flathead screwdriver, and then under this cover is where our air cleaner is. All right, so our air cleaner, first glance, looks pretty clean to me, surprisingly after 5 years of use. But we'll take it off. We can look inside of the pleats. That's definitely not the issue. So I'm going to show you how to remove the spark arrestor. So what the spark arrestor is a little screen on your exhaust port here, and if it gets carbonized inside from either, you know, fuel mixture not being right due to misadjusted carb, that screen gets all carbonized and it'll actually choke off the exhaust and cause this thing to have like no power at all. Don't have to take this piece off here, but there are two little holes right here, and if you put your Torx bit inside of here, you don't want the screws to fall down on the inside here. And then I like to just take a pair of needle nose pliers, and this just pulls straight out, just like that. You can actually see the inside of here, so we'll clean this. It's not very carbonized. We'll clean it out anyways, but this little metal shoulder here kind of slides into the inside there. So I'm gonna spray this out and then we'll reinstall it. It's a little bit cleaner, it wasn't that bad, and then it pushes right back into place. All right, so that easy to remove and reinstall and clean your spark arrestor. Once you empty your fuel tank, because obviously you don't wanna spill anything, right? If you flip the backpack blower up on its back, and we're gonna loosen those up, and that should get us access to remove the fuel tank. And you can see I have the left one loose. Get the other one on this side. Now you don't have to use this wrench from Stihl. Obviously, if you have a T27 bit that you can use on like your impact or drill driver, that is pretty awesome too. Or even a ratchet with that T27. Now you have two fuel lines coming from this fuel tank, so you want to be careful when you lift this out that you don't rip them, but you can see them right here. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna flip this back up on its side. You'll hear the screws fall out. That's what they look like. They're very coarse thread. Okay, and then we'll move this to the side here so you can get a little better view. So if we tip this up here, we have two fuel lines. One has white lettering on it, and one has this yellowish lettering. So we're gonna remember the one with the yellow lettering goes to the top fitting. So there's the bottom one. That one came off pretty easy. So you'll see the white lettering on there. And then we'll try to get the top one off now. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna give this a quick wipe down, and then we'll go over some of the components on here, the vent, and the dual fuel filters that are inside of here. So we have our fuel tank cleaned up here, and what we're gonna do is we're going to pop this piece off right here. Now there's a rubber grommet that holds it in place. So just take a small flathead screwdriver, gently and slowly work around the outside perimeter, and then you'll be able to get your hose out of here. We're gonna have to remove the whole grommet because it's keeping our filter assembly from coming out of the inside. There's one hose that goes down to a fuel filter that has a double kind of barbed fitting on it, and then there's a hose off of that second barb that goes to the other pickup, or the other fuel filter. So to be able to get this whole thing out of here, you can actually see right here, there's another hose. So you can either use a pair of like needle nose, all right? And then when you see that other hose, just gently grab it and kind of, there you go, coax it into that opening. Now they look pretty clean, and I did buy a replacement set, and you know, since we're just doing some basic maintenance on here, it's probably a good time to go ahead and do that. We'll look inside of here. There's really no gunk in the bottom of my tank. We're gonna wipe that up just so we know we get a really good seal. Now the fuel filters you can get on Amazon. You can buy them in a 2-pack. You know, if you do have a power equipment store close by, you can order it on there. Unfortunately, this thing died on the weekend and my store is closed, but I did get genuine Stihl parts here. So they're a little bit different color than the ones that are in there. These ones are orange. The ones that are in here may have been orange, and the fuel may have degraded that color over time. Take the old one off, make sure they match up good, and to get it off, just spin it. So we'll push that in there, and then we're gonna do the same thing for this second one. Don't think it matters which barb goes to where, or which line goes to where. One of them onto here, and then we'll do the same thing with the opposite side. Probably want to wear gloves with this unless you mind getting fuel on your hands. Just put the other one right there. So this is a dual pickup assembly. It allows basically 2 filters to pick up the fuel. The one with the single barb on it goes off to the left here. So we'll force that down in there, and then we'll just push this whole thing back down again, just like that. Push our rubber grommet back into place. Sometimes it helps to use a little screwdriver to kind of coax it. Just be careful you don't push it down into the gas tank, otherwise you're gonna be fishing it out. Put this back into place, and then this one tab obviously fits into this groove here, and you just press down just like that. So that's all there is to changing both fuel filters on that dual pickup. Now this right here, I did not get a replacement. This thing just pops out of here also. You can also buy this on Amazon. This is just a fuel vent. Put that back in. And I haven't had any issues with this thing like holding a ton of pressure, so I assume it's okay. So now that we have all this back together, let's get our fuel lines back on. If you remember, the one with the white lettering went to the bottom, and the barbs are actually 2 different sizes. The hoses are 2 different sizes, so it's kind of hard to mix it up. You have to lift up the front of this a little bit to get over that lip, and then line up our little pointy pieces here into those rubber grommets, and then we can tilt this on its back again. So right here, you can see right there, and then we just tighten her up. So that's how easy it is to replace the dual fuel pickup on this particular backpack blower. So we're gonna put fuel back in here, we're gonna start it up, see if that problem went away, see if it was just an issue with the fuel filters. If not, then we need to look at the carb. So we're gonna start this up again. I have fuel back inside, and we'll see how this reacts. I think the fuel filter was an issue because what I had done before when this thing was dying on me, when I was trying to blow some leaves, is I open up the fuel filler cap here, and I had some needle nose, and I was messing around with the fuel filter, and then put the cap back on, started up, and the thing ran for like 5 minutes, and then decided to die. So even though those filters didn't look dirty, I'm wondering if maybe some of the plastic inside or something collapsed within the element, and it was starving the carb of fuel. So obviously that was the problem. This thing's running great now. So the issue ended up being the fuel filter definitely failed on me because I couldn't even get the thing to stay running before. Like and subscribe. See you in the next video.